Hello YouTube, my name is Watherum. Let's get started.
Alright, so as you guys saw, I JV4'd Phantom here in a little bit over a minute, and I would like to now go over various decisions that happened during this match by both myself and Phantom to see how this happened. So, first step here, right? You'll notice he went down to charge. He took an aggressive stance to charge. But I went forward and actually used a move, right? So if he had just stayed up on the platform to charge it, that would have been a far better option for him. Granted, what I did still would have worked because I can angle the boomerang upwards, and I can do that on reaction. But he would have had a lot more time to react and or just shield or whatever. So yeah, to go forward to do a passive option really wasn't a great idea. So, alright, I've already hit a few boomerangs now, and I failed to follow those up with a fair, but I end up hitting those later, right? So, I've hit him up into the air, which is good, because now I can try and do something to catch his landing. Yep, so he took 2 projectiles and then decided to air dodge just neutrally, which net him this up smash here. And that up smash was good because where could he have gone, right? Like, everything he was going to do at that percentage was going to get him hit by that. Alright, so now he's in the air again. He tries to do a down air. I just completely dodge that, right? I just move straight out of the way, and now we hit another boomerang. This time I hit the fair. Okay, so what I just did there isn't actually a true combo, but it works just about all the time. And the reason why is because people want to continue to drift back to the ledge. And that arrow, for whatever reason, the timing just so happens to work out that you can then throw the bomb and it hits. And this isn't like just a Lilat thing, like this happens on like every stage, always. It's just a really nice timing phenomenon there. So, let's continue. So he dies. He has invincibility right now. And I just completely bypassed all of that. And then because he committed to the F smash, this is a free get up attack. Alright, so even though the bomb was a total whiff by me, it still made him panic. And he dropped the menu when he could have used any of those other options. And Magic Burst was on the table, which I don't know that there's anything I could really do about that besides try and go off the ledge and hope that, I don't get hit. Alright, so series of blunders here by your boy. Let's go back and rewatch this. Alright, so free get-up attack. So, first off, he could have used Kaboom or Sizzle, right? Like, either of those options would have been fantastic right there, besides just Magic Burst. Whiff. So I'm like, alright, let's get out of here. he follows me, sort of, with the roll. But then I also whiff again by doing that dash attack that I did. That was supposed to be a just turn around F-tilt. But he lands neutrally again, and so I punish it. I just do my quickest option, which is up B frame 7, and I get him out there. So he did a tech roll in, which once again, boomerang fair. And let me go back just a little bit in case you missed it. Because this is actually something was a little hard to see in the actual match. Alright, so we hit this boomerang, right? I'm doing an IDJ, somewhat poorly IDJ, but it was the right height. And then right here, he jumps. And so because of this jump, he thought he still had one, and he dies for it. He wasn't ready to do up B. So once again, let's take a step back. What did he just do? Oof. Right here. Ka-clang, sizz, bounce, and zoom. 2 of these options would have been fantastic, right? I've been pummeling this guy with projectiles this whole time, as well as actually going in. And then sizz could have just been used to just cover this kind of space. He didn't do any of these things, right? So he chose Ka-clang, he top deck. I'm not even sure, you know, if they actually read this or not. But it was a really big mistake. So now I have time, right? I just, you know, kind of wait, try and gauge it. 48%. He was at 0 when this started. He got 48% from that one mistake. Oof. Alright, once again, let's go back. What did he do wrong here? Alright, so he's on his way back. Doesn't grab the ledge, right? He makes this decision right here. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to jump. So what does that net him, right? He lands into arrow and returning boomerang, which then leads into the sweet spot of F smash 1, which not exactly ideal. If I was a little bit forward, I could have actually taken the stock. But I'm still in a really great spot. I still haven't taken any damage, right? So it's like I can afford this this situation here. He finally grabs ledge, but what does he do? He has invincibility. He still has invincibility. Like, he's panicking that the bomb's going to hit him, even though that's not going to happen. Like, it's physically impossible for this to happen right now. And the bomb only explodes for 2 frames. So he's fine. But if he had taken just like this moment here to like just think about what he wanted to do, he could have done regular get up. He could have done jump. He could have jumped back onto the stage with fair. You know, he could have dropped off of the ledge and come back on again just to, you know, maybe get around any option I might have picked. But that's inherently risky because you don't get ledge invincibility back. All of the wrong decisions were made. He just panic rolled, right? Like, that was a habit, and that's literally exactly where I was covering. And bam, F tilt. All right, so he dodges that. I whiff, but he reacts to the whiff, not of where I'm going to be, right? He reacts to where I was. And let's go back. Let's look at this again. Alright, so I'm here. He could have actually just walked up and used the shield to stop the boomerang. Pretty sure. On top of that, he could have also just done an aerial. An actual aerial, and not the dash attack. Because at this range, he could have just jumped over the boomerang, and he would have gotten some percent on me. But he didn't, so he nets the boomerang again. And again, point-blank boomerang equals fair. But this time, you know, there's nothing he can do about it. Also, pretty sure this was not so great DI either. And then he turns off his switch. Then he turns off his switch. So, important lessons that we can take from this game. The first is 100% resource management. If you are at the start of the game, right, if you're going to do a passive option, an option in which you're just charging something, or, you know, you're not going to be applying any sort of pressure to your opponent, you don't want to take an aggressive stance for that. At least not if you can't react to it, right? 2 is going to be, for sure, management of resources. You know, again, there are various points where I'm trying to find the part in the second stock here. Right here. This moment here. If he had literally done anything else besides, you know, jump, right? Like, you can see this frame here. If he just didn't jump, if he just teched this, you know what I mean? This is a different game. You know, you don't want to pick panic options, and you don't want to waste your resources. And also, you know, when this happens right here, right, when you have lost your jump and you're not sure, you need to very quickly press up B. I mean, that's the thing. Hero's recovery is good enough, right? Like, I think he could have recovered, I think, at just about any of these points, if he wasn't trying to match jump. So, you know, sometimes it is just that speed increase. Just like, okay, I don't have a jump. Paying attention to those kinds of things. And again, that was hard to see in game. And then just generally, I mean, if you're going to play hero, right, you don't want to just top deck. You know, maybe reading faster. I'm not sure. But that was like the worst of all possible outcomes right there. Even Zoom would have been a better choice. So, I don't know. Again, it's just like, it's resource management. He could have also just canceled it out. You know, he could have just read the first thing, but I didn't like that. And finally, do not panic at the ledge. You have a lot more options at the ledge than just, you know, roll or regular get up or get up attack. You know, and that obviously will change by character and the different things that will be available to them. But you have to evaluate your ledge options, evaluate where your opponent is, and you know what options those positions will be threatening. So like, roll in this position again is definitely the worst of all possible outcomes. I mean, I'm literally right there. You know, just you got to keep in mind where your opponent is on the ledge, and pick a better option. You know, keep in mind, you know, the amount of invincibility that you will have, which is a function of, you know, damage and time spent off stage. It's not just, you know, a set amount of invincibility frames like we see in Melee. So yeah. And then the other thing too is, like, you know, punish your opponent's whiffs. Right? That's important. There are many instances where I definitely screwed up, and he could have just gotten a punish off it if he just went for different options. Like, he didn't even try to grab, I think, at any point. There's going to be some other videos I'm going to be making in the future that are going to be about various tips and things like that. I already have a few other topics lined up, but this JV4 that I got was the perfect opportunity to kind of explain some things that happened that were both good and bad, and what you can do to improve if this kind of stuff happens to you. And we all get bodied, so the answer definitely is yes. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one.
You can become a member of the Elite by subscribing to the YouTube channel, as well as following me on Twitch. Stay safe, stay elite.